I'm feeling... Quiet, please, madam. I think I'd be like that if somebody were touching my sirloin up, but anyway. Right, I thought we'd do another one while I was here. I didn't plan this video, so if I'm a little bit touch and go, it's because it's not been scripted. Not that I do anything scripted, of course, but I thought I'd do a video. We've done a bit about carcass grading. The Blockley family, where I am today, will be happy to know that it's not actually a carcass, because I'm not going to actually kill one of the beasts. I think that'd be very unhappy and I'd probably not get invited back. So we'll do it on a live animal instead. And I've done a bit about what the Meat and Livestock Commission looks for when they're paying farmers, you know, in the fat and the conformation. But I thought I'd give you a little bit of anatomy of the cow. We'll not go into the intricate muscle detail because it's, you know, let's do that. Let's arrange to do that in an abattoir. But I thought, if you look at a cow, and even to some farmers, a cow is just a cow. But I thought I'd tell you a little bit about where your roast joints come from, where your ribeyes come from, everything like that, as we look at a cow. So when you're looking, you know, if you're walking the dogs one weekend and you see a cow in the field, you know what to look for, hopefully. That's the purpose of this channel. So, in the back leg here, we have got, people think that's where the best cuts come from. They're nearly right, but in the back legs here, she's not going to stand still, of course, but that doesn't matter. In the back leg here, you've got like your silver side, your top sides, your roasting joints. And then on this bit here, this is where the top of the leg, the top of the round, where your rump steak comes from. So that's where your rump steak comes from. And then attached to that rump steak is you've got your sirloin here. So when you see farmers putting their hand in there, that's what they're feeling for. They're feeling for the width and the fat on the sirloin steak. Now, I should say that I'm feeling, quiet please, madam. I think I'd be like that if somebody were touching my sirloin up, but anyway. I should mention that I shouldn't actually feel the sirloin on the right-hand side of the beast, because in doing so, that's where the kidney sits. And I'm feeling for the sirloin, but I'm also grabbing, when I put my hand there, I'm grabbing a big chunk of kidney fat. So that gives me, that sort of deceives my interpretation of the loin. So I should feel it on the other side, but I'm not going through all that turning around. So that's so where was I? Roasting joints, rump, sirloin, and then through here you've got the rib of beef, or bone it out and you've got the ribeye. So you've got your rib here. So that there on your back are choice cuts, really good, you know, butcher's shop cuts. And that's why when you look down the back of the beast, you want it, instead of going like that towards its shoulder, you want it as straight as possible. So you get the maximum amount of big steaks out of here. So I can feel the sirloin there. On this side, because I'm not touching the kidney fat there, but I'll come round here for the purpose of this video. So we've covered that bit. Here you've got the choke. A lot of that goes into burgers, because the shoulder is doing a lot of work in its life. When you imagine a beast walking, it's doing a lot of work. So it's a very tough, well, not very tough, but it's tougher than, say, your loin and your fillet, for example, that hardly does any work throughout its life. That's a tougher joint and a fattier joint, but also a tastier joint. So a lot of that goes into burgers. You've then got your brisket and your plate or your flank here. And then inside you've got things like your skirt, your onglet, your bavette, all really underrated cuts. Back to the loin. Under the sirloin, there's a muscle called the fillet. Now everybody has heard of the fillet. Okay, madam, thank you. Everybody's heard of the fillet, and that, of course, is the most tender muscle. It's quite lean, a bit tasteless, but it's the most tender because it's just a supportive muscle. It doesn't actually do any work in its life. So, as I say, that's not intricate butchery detail. We'll do it in a shop when we've got a carcass, but I just thought, you know, a little bit useful. Obviously, you've got your shins and everything there, your head, you know, it's a bit idiot-proof now, but that's your head. And as I say, you've got your choke, your ribeye. I think we've covered everything there, as far as I can see it anyway. So yeah, just a little bit. So when you're out walking the dog, just take a look for that and you know where things come from now. Yeah, we're ready to go as well. Yeah, thank you, Yeti. This is Yeti, by the way. You can see in a rear tag, Yeti. She's a show beast. You're not going to the abattoir. You'll be, you know, thankful to hear. But anyway, thank you very much.